Before we get there,
On your
yes,
question,
the
counsel.
question is with John. Thank you, Your Honor. After the money demand on February 13th, you issued a public statement, didn't you?
Yes,
And in that public statement, you said, I have never sought money to settle this matter, right?
I haven't.
And by the middle of April, you had hired a lawyer to represent you, right?
For workers' comp.
That's a yes or no question, ma'am.
Yes, for workers' comp.
Your Honor, may the witness be instructed to please answer the questions posed.
Witness answered your question.
All right. And for workers' comp, the lawyer you hired, is she sitting in this room right now?
Yes.
And she helped you prepare for your testimony in this case, right?
She came to support me.
She came to the meeting with the Commonwealth's lawyer to help prepare you for your testimony in this case, correct?
I don't know how to answer that question.
You can't answer that question under oath, ma'am?
No,
You met with the prosecutor last Thursday, right? With your lawyer,
I
right?
was told to have a lawyer because you guys asked me to plead the fifth on some things. So I was instructed to have my lawyer come.
So your testimony under oath is that the Commonwealth's attorney instructed you to bring your private lawyer?
Or a lawyer that you guys brought my private lawyer.
I'm sorry, when you say you guys, do you mean me, defense counsel for Mr. Diggs?
Yes.
Meet Mia. She's building a fitness business, and I help her spot every opportunity to grow it. Here's one right now.
Oh my God, I'm obsessed with your set. Thanks.
Mia, she wants to buy it.
Oh.
I was told that the defense said I needed to have a lawyer or they were going to provide a lawyer, something in that context about pleading the fifth about messages. So I brought my lawyer, which was when I walked to the side of the judge yesterday.
Your personal lawyer's here today, correct?
On workers' comp.
Correct.
On workers' comp.
She's with the law firm of Bond. That's a law firm here in Dorchester, Massachusetts.
Ma'am, I think that was, I apologize, but you do need to keep your voice up. I don't know if you answered.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Tell the jury how much I think you described her as a workers' comp lawyer?
I got her because I was injured on the job and I needed to file a workers' comp case. Stefon Diggs did not have proper workers' and comp insurance.
May
The final portion of that answer will be stricken and you will disregard it. Ms. Adams, if you could just listen to the question, answer the question, and if you need it rephrased, counsel will certainly rephrase it for you. Next
Okay.
question.
Thank you, Your Honor. 3 weeks ago, your lawyer demanded $5.5 million from Mr. Diggs, didn't he?
Mr. Diggs offered me $100,000
Ma'am?
to recant my statement.
That is a yes.
That is the
Your Honor,
only.
Maybe we heard it sidebar, please.
Objection moved and strike. Your last part of the witness's answer. The last part of the witness's response will be stricken as non-responsive. You will disregard it and you will not consider it during your deliberation.
All rise, jurors can step down this way, please.
This court stands at a recess. You can step down for now. You may be seated. Court's back in session. You may be seated.
Back on the record, Your Honor.
Ms. Silva, I want to reiterate, I think, some messaging that I tried to make clear yesterday. And it's that you're responsible for answering questions that are put to you. If you don't understand a question, you can say that, and I'm sure counsel will rephrase. If you can't hear a question, tell them that as well. But courtrooms function in, and especially trials, unfold in a question and answer format. This is not an opportunity for you to interject your own narrative and evade responding to questions the court deems appropriate. And if you continue to do so, your entire testimony may be stricken. Am I clear?
Yes.
Of the jurors.
All rise, jurors enter. May be seated.
Jurors, at this point, I just want to be clear on one point, all right? And it's the following. You may not consider anything you heard that was stricken from the record. When an answer is stricken from the record, it does not exist. And in determining what the facts are from this case, you're sworn to determine those facts solely and exclusively from the evidence presented, and you may not consider any answer that I have stricken. All right? All right, thank you.
Proceed, Your Honor.
You may proceed. Thank you, counsel.
Ms. Adams, 3 weeks ago, your lawyer demanded $5.5 million from Stefon Diggs, correct?
That is client lawyer privilege. I cannot speak on that.
You believe that your lawyer's communications to Stefon Diggs are covered by your attorney-client privilege, ma'am?
I can't answer that question. I don't know the answer to that question.
You know that someone on your behalf has demanded $5.5 million from Stefon Diggs, don't you?
I have a workers' comp claim, and
Your Honor?
I've explored all civil options.
Ma'am,
I don't understand.
are
the
you
question.
able
I'm
to
sorry.
answer
No.
that question?
No, I'm
Counsel,
not
restate
able
the
to.
question, please.
You know that someone on your behalf has demanded $5.5 million from Stefon Diggs.
Do you know that, Ms. Adams?
No, I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know how to answer the question. I don't understand.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Your Honor, before we direct, may we be heard at sidebar?
Of course.
Thank you.
morning.
Good morning.
Yesterday, Defense Counsel showed you a form about that you filled out to the police,
Yes.
and they made a point that you're the hand but not the forearm and elbow. May I approach? I'm putting a form in front of you. If you could just take a look at that and look up, recognize it.
Yes.
And I may direct the witness's attention. Could you read right here when it says the expected injury? Or
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustain.
is there anywhere on that form where you do note the forearm and forearm being used to choke you?
Objection.
Yes.
Sidebar.
On cross, I believe there's some questions about the text messages leading up to the assault.
Yes.
And, do you have still a binder in front of you?
Yes.
Do you mind opening to section 3 and to the pages ending in 114?
Okay.
Would you mind reading the text messages from page 114 to 117?
And I'm running that bitch life. The next text message doesn't say anything. I won't be paying you shit.
And would you mind just saying who's saying what?
Okay. I said the first. And running that bitch life is what I said. Mr. Diggs said, I won't be paying you shit. Fuck, I look like paying you and paying another chef. Is you high, bitch? Who the fuck give you money for your business? Who the fuck gotta give you money for your business? I don't gotta do a motherfucking thing. And you can get whoever you want. You got my address. Tell them to come take the money then. Fuck you talking about. I said bet. Pussy. I said pussy. Show me I'm pussy. Will do.
That's all.
That's it.
In your experience as a personal chef, is it common practice that when chefs get sent away, they get paid for the week that they get sent away?
Yes.
Objection. Your
Because
Honor.
that's the only job I have.
And I know on Cross it came out that you made a public statement where you said, "I have never sought money to settle this case." When you said this case, was that referring to the criminal case? Or?
Yes.
Thank you. No further questions.
Go ahead.
That series of text messages that you just read, that was in response to you saying after you were fired by Mr. Diggs, you will be paying me out for the season and the money, I'm sorry, and this is on page 113 of Exhibit 3. You will be paying me out for the season and the money you said you would give me for my business. Wasted my fucking time being here because you got a fucking circus going on, right?
Yes.
So when he said he wouldn't be paying you, he was referring to your demand that after you leave your employment on December 2nd, he nonetheless continued to pay you $2,000 a week for the rest of the New England Patriots football season while you were not working for him, right?
That's not how it goes.
You will be paying me out for the season, right?
I was a contracted employee.
It's a yes or no question, ma'am.
I don't know how to answer that question. Sorry.
And before you said that, if you turn just one page back to page 112, what Mr. Diggs said to you that you were responding to was, "I'ma leave you be. Thank you for cooking for me for this season. I appreciate you. Hate it even got to this." That's what you were responding to when you told him he would be paying you out for the season, right?
No, it's a full context to those messages.
Ma'am, was the message that came from Mr. Diggs that preceded your demand for the season? Thank you for cooking for me this season. I appreciate you. I'ma leave you be.
Can you say that again?
You can look right down there on page 112. I'ma leave you be.
What was your question?
I'm not finished. Thank you for cooking for me for this season. You can read along and correct me if I get it wrong. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Hate it even got like this. Right?
That's what it says, yes.
Okay. And you were really hoping that Mr. Diggs would give you some money so you could open your own restaurant, weren't you?
Objection.
That was our agreement.
That was what you wanted him to give you, right?
That was an agreement.
Ma'am, is this a contract suit?
Objection.
This is an assault.
That objection is sustained. Witness doesn't have to answer.
Withdrawn, Your Honor. Thank you.
There's no question in front of the witness.
You wanted him to pay you to open your own restaurant, right?
I wanted him to pay me past wages.
Okay. Just one moment, Your Honor, please. No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Anything else?
No redirect, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You may step down.
Commonwealth calls Kenneth Ellis of the Devon Police.
Watch your step. You're gonna remain standing and face the clerk.
Thank you. Sir, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You may sit or stand.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, proceed.
Go right ahead, thank you.
Good morning.
Morning.
Would you please state your name and spell your last name for the record?
Yes, it's Kenneth Ellis, Ellis,
And what do you do for a living?
Dedham Police Officer,
And how long have you been an officer at the Dedham Police?
18 years,
And what's your rank?
patrolman.
And prior to being an officer at Dedham, did you go anywhere else? Were you an officer anywhere else?
I was not.
So prior to being an officer at Dedham Police, did you go through any sort of special training or academy?
I did. I went through a police academy in Randolph.
And how long was that? What did you do in the police academy?
I was about 25 weeks, I believe.
And-
Everything from law, different aspects of the law, criminal law, constitutional law, motor vehicle. We had emergency vehicle operation, firearms, report writing, first aid, things like that.
Turning your attention now to December 16th, 2025, do you recall if you were working that day?
I was.
And do you know what shift?
I was working the day shift, 8 to 4.
And were you out on duty, patrol? What were you doing?
I was assigned to the front desk.
Okay. So when an officer is assigned to the front desk, what are their duties?
You basically just any walk-ins. Sometimes we have the business phone rings, the non-emergency line.
When you say walk-ins, is that just someone literally
Yeah,
walking
anyone
through
can
the-
walk. It's people, ranging from, oh, may I use the restroom, or I'd like to make a report, anything. Yeah, anytime someone comes in, we greet them.
And during that day, did anyone come in?
Yes.
And do you know who that person would be?
We Mila Adams.
And when this person came in, you didn't know who that was at the time? right?
No.
Okay. And she came in. What, if any, observations did you make of her when she came in?
She sat down on the bench and she was crying.
All right. And did you approach her, or did you wait for her to approach you? How did that?
I actually went. Normally, I speak over the phone. There's a phone to talk to the people in the lobby.
Like behind glass?
Yes, yeah. It's like almost like a smoked glass. But because of her demeanor, I went out to speak to her in person.
And did she want to talk to you at first?
No, she did not.
And why?
She asked if there were any female officers working.
And what did you say?
I actually went back to the shift commander's office and I checked the scheduling sheets, and it appeared that there was not one until 4 p.m. that day.
So what did you do?
So I went back and I let her know, and I just told her that, she didn't feel comfortable giving me a statement towards anything, then that's okay. And, if she could come back at 4 o'clock. And then I went back to the desk, I believe, for a bit.
And then what happened?
Then she called me back over and said she would like to give me a statement.
And where did you talk?
So right after you enter the lobby area, there's double doors, and then to the right of the double doors, there's kind of like an interview room. So we do fingerprints for like civilian things, gun permits, things like that.
And what did you talk about?
So she just wanted to give me a statement without mentioning anyone involved.
So what do you mean you didn't want to mention anyone involved?
Well, she said, I'd like to tell you something.
Sustain.
But eventually, did you come to learn the identity of the person that she was talking there
Yes,
talking there about?
I
And
did.
who was that person?
She identified him as Stefon Diggs.
And how many times did you talk to Miss Adams?
Just that time in person, and then I believe there was multiple emails, and then it was probably 2 more times on the phone, maybe 3.
I want to draw your attention to the binder in front of you. Do
Sure.
you mind looking at that first, flip the page to that first one, that first tab? There's something in front of you. This is what was previously marked as Exhibit 1. Do you recognize what this is?
Yes, that was those were screenshots of text messages that she forwarded me.
So those are the messages that she provided you, right?
Yes, yep.
That one page, yes. At the conclusion of all your communications with her, what did you do?
So that day, you mean, or?
Just at the, I guess, end of, would you call this an investigation? I don't know enough the police term.
Yeah, so like once
Incident, I don't know.
at the end of it, which was about 10 days or so, maybe 8, 9, 10 days from the time that she originally reported it, I ended up filing a criminal complaint.
Against whom?
Mr. Diggs
And for what?
was assault and battery, and strangulation or suffocation.
Right. No further questions.
Good morning, sir.
I'm going to start at the end there. Thank you for being here.
Sure.
You said you've been a Dedham police officer for 18 years?
Yes, sir.
You just told us a little bit about the investigation, I think is what the DA just described it as. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, essentially.
Yeah, and so that involved what you just said. You took a statement from Miss Adams, you exchanged emails, you got a couple phone calls from her, and then you got a voicemail from her asking you to go to court, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And then that's what you did.
I did contact a phone number of Mr. Diggs twice, left voicemails, and was not able to speak to him.
That phone number, you don't know that that's his, correct? You didn't speak to anybody.
The one of them I did use the TLO service to confirm his name. It was a 240 exchange.
So I just want to be sure here, Officer Ellis. You called the phone number, correct?
Yes.
You didn't speak to anybody.
No, I did not.
You spoke on the phone to Miss Adams,
Correct.
You spoke in person with Miss Adams on the 16th, right?
I believe it was the 16th, yes.
Right. You didn't speak to any other people, correct? That's
No.
the only human being you spoke to.
No, there was another attorney I spoke to, but I don't believe from your firm.
Okay, so some other attorney.
Yes.
All right. You didn't get any photographs, right?
No, there was none presented.
And there was none to take, right?
Not for me, no.
Right,
Absolutely.
because when Miss Adams walked in and you observed her,
Yep,
you didn't see anything on her body that said, I should document that.
I did not, no.
And your job is to document what's important, right?
Correct.
And that's where you write a police report.
Yes,
And so about December 16th, you did write a police report, correct?
I did, sir.
And that was documenting the conversation that you had with Ms. Adams, right?
Yes.
And you said you've been a police officer for 18 years. I imagine you've written a lot of police reports.
I would say so.
Okay. And you've spoken to a lot of folks, correct?
Yes.
And you know that you write that report to record all of the important information that
Yes.
that person has,
Yes.
right? To document it.
Correct.
And that's what you did in this case, right?
To the best of my ability, yes.
Yes. And so when you spoke to her on December 16th, Miss Adams told you that there was a dispute over text message with Mr. Diggs, correct?
Yes, the initial disagreement, I suppose.
Yeah, and
started
that the
over
disagreement
text
was,
messages.
was about money,
That's-
right?
that's what I
That's
was
what
told.
she said.
Yes.
She said they were arguing about money over text messages,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
And then he came into her room and this thing happened, correct?
That's what she told me. Yep.
Okay. And then after that, she left her position, right?
That's what. Yeah, she said. Yep.
Meaning her job.
Correct.
And then she told you she did go back to the house on December 9th to get her things, to get her belongings, correct? Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay. And then the next thing she told you was that she, in that interim period, after she left her position, she went to New York City on December 2nd to be with friends, correct?
Yes.
And when she said that, those were her friends, right?
That's what I believed.
Right. You didn't think she was going to go see somebody else's friends,
No,
correct?
no.
Yes. And it'd be important to you to know if those were Stefon Diggs' friends, right?
I suppose.
That'd be important to your investigation,
Yeah.
wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
Okay. And so another thing that was important, I think you already talked about, that was Exhibit 1. You got that right in front of you, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And so Miss Adams had said there was an argument over text about money that ended in a physical altercation, correct?
Correct.
And you asked her for the text messages, right?
I believe she offered them. I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, but yes.
And you took them because
Yes.
accepting the text messages that led to physical altercation would be important, right?
Correct.
You want to have that.
Right.
You want to document that.
Right.
All right. And so that's what that is. You received those from Miss Adams by email, correct?
Yes, I did.
And then you documented them, you saved them, and they're sitting right there in front of you right now for trial, correct?
Correct. Correct.
All right. And looking at those text messages, if somebody deleted messages from that before they ever sent it to you, that would be important for you to know, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
If those weren't complete,
Correct. It would.
you would want to know that.
I'd want the whole picture. Correct. Yeah.
Okay. If I may have one moment, Your Honor. I have no further questions. Thank you.
No redirect, Commonwealth rests.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, the Commonwealth rests. Any evidence for the defense?
Defense calls Michael Perry.
If you could just remain standing, watch your step, and face the court, please.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. You may sit aside.
If I may proceed, Your Honor. Morning, sir.
Good morning.
Could you please state your name for the record and spell your last name for the jury?
Yes, my name is Michael Perry, last name Perry.
What do you do for a living, sir?
I do digital forensics for a company called Level Blue.
Okay. And how long have you worked for that company in that role?
Essentially 15 years through a number of acquisitions. Level Blue recently acquired Strauss Friedberg, who I worked for a number of years.
All right. So you've been in your position for a number of years, essentially with the same company. The name has changed at the top of the header. Is that fair to say?
That is.
All right. Prior to that, what kind of experience did you have?
Your Honor, Commonwealth would stipulate that this witness's credentials.
All right, thank you. I'll
I'm
leave it
gonna-
to your discretion.
Move along, thank you. So just quickly, prior, what was your experience to working for the company that ended up becoming Level Blue?
I worked for Strauss Friedberg. Prior to that, Aon. Then Aon acquired Strauss Friedberg. Strauss Friedberg acquired Elysium Digital. So that was kind of the progression. But I held the same position.
Okay. And before that, did you work as an investigator of any kind?
I did. I worked for the Plymouth County Sheriff's Department as a digital evidence analyst.
How long did you do that?
It was about 5 years.
Okay, so my math is correct, you've been analyzing digital evidence for about 20 years then?
That's right.
And you have to undergo certain kinds of specialized training on how to do that?
Yes.
And I imagine if technology is developing, you have to kind of get retrained on that fairly often. Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say.
Right. Do you have any experience in dealing with digital data with regard to iPhones?
I do.
All right. And can you just describe kind of when we're talking about digital data from a phone, what does that mean? What does that look like?
Digital data from a phone is, data stored on the phone is extracted out. So I have special tools, forensic tools, that I use to connect to the phone, pull all the data that I can from it, and then I load it into some applications to look at the data and find out what data is stored there. And, I can put together reports of data that might be relevant to a case.
Okay. And so when you say data, what does that mean?
So for a phone, it would include the things that you would use your phone for. History of phone calls, text messages, pictures that you take with the phone, maybe some internet browsing.
Right. So when a user does all those things on a phone, is there kind of information recorded inside the phone tracking the user's movements?
It can, yeah. Whatever the user does with the phone typically is stored on the phone.
Understood. I'm going to ask you to take a look at the binder in front of you, Mr. Ferry. I'm going to ask you to turn to, I believe it's marked C.
Okay.
You see that front page there, it looks like it says Celebrate at the top right corner, is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. What are we looking at there in Exhibit 3?
This is the first page of a report that I put together after preserving one of two of Mr. Diggs's phones. So this is the first page of one of those reports.
All right. And so the report you're talking about, fair to say that's a number of pages there in Exhibit 3, correct?
It is.
All right. And that contains data from the phone that you just mentioned from December 2nd. Is that fair to say?
That's correct.
I'm going to ask that you turn the page in Exhibit 3 to, there's a little number on the bottom right corner that says 113 on the right. It ends 113, I should say.
Okay.
All right, so I want to kind of direct your attention here to the two messages in the middle of the page. The first begins, you will be paying me out for the season and the money you said you would give me for my business. It continues. Do you see that kind of blue bubble that we're looking at there?
I do.
All right. What are we seeing on the page here of the report when you see the blue bubble on the left and the green bubble on the right?
So this is an exchange of messages from the two parties. And you might think like, oh, I know blue bubbles and green bubbles. That's familiar. Like blue bubble is an Apple iPhone and a green might be an Android. But in this case, it's just to distinguish between the two parties. So the color doesn't really mean much here in that both parties had iPhones. So these are all just iMessages. But the report is in conversation view. So it's meant to look like you're looking at a phone. And so, the owner of the phone, Mr. Diggs, is the messages on the right in green, and on the left, they're messages from Ms. Adams and they're in blue.
Okay. And fair to say, in terms of Mr. Diggs and Miss Adams specifically, those are, you don't know Miss Adams, correct?
I do not.
You're just going off of the contact information in the phone and the cellular phone number on the page?
That's correct.
Please turn to the next page, ending 114. So, looking at this box, on the top left corner of the box on the left, that page has a bubble that says, "And ruining that bitch life." Is that fair to say?
Yes.
All right. Up in the top left corner of that, there are two phone numbers. What are those two phone numbers? What's the significance of the data in the top left corner?
They're it's the contact information for both parties that are in this conversation. So you have a from number. The stored contact name is Mila Chef. And then you have the two, which is the owner of the phone who's receiving the message. That's the numbers in the top left.
Okay, and so would those be the two phones having the conversation in the iMessage chat?
Yes.
Kind of going down to the middle of the page, it indicates there's a time there that says 12/2/2025, 5:35:01 p.m. UTC +0. Can you explain what that means?
Yes, that's the time stamp when the message was read. And UTC is it's a universal time coordinated, which just means universal time, which is the time basically in London at the time. And it's kind of like a standard to base timestamps off of, where at the time of this message in December of 2025, we're not in daylight savings time, so our time zone is -5. So Eastern is -5 from that UTC time.
All right, so the UTC +0, you would need to subtract 5 to get to Eastern Standard?
That's correct.
All right, and so looking down at the bottom here of that same message, in the bottom right corner, it says 12/2/2025, 5:34, 43 seconds PM, UTC +0. What's that?
That's the time the message was delivered to the phone.
And when you say the phone, that would be the user's phone?
That would be the user's phone, Mr. Dix's phone in this case.
And again, the same calculation would apply, is that fair to say?
Yes.
So that message was delivered to Mr. Diggs's phone at 12:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time?
That's correct.
Looking at this box, the kind of corner, the bottom right corner we just talked about, you said that's when it was delivered to the phone, the user's phone. Is there any way any other way, I should say, for one of these blue boxes, one of these messages to appear in an iMessage chat?
No, I mean, it's just sent from the user that's part of the conversation that we see here.
Okay, and so the user in the right on the green, is there any way that that person could create a message on the other side of the conversation?
No, a user is not able to insert a message into a conversation just on one side of, in their own phone.
So a user could insert messages into iMessage on their own side of the conversation, but not on the side of the person they're talking to.
They can only send the message. They can't go into a conversation and just put a message in there. It has to be sent in that two-way communication.
Conversely, if the user of an iPhone wanted to erase messages on their side of the iMessage chat, would that be possible?
Yes.
If, just directing your attention to the bottom right of page 114, there's a green box on the right. That's a message Mr. Diggs sent. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. If that message were deleted, would you be able to tell from the data that was extracted?
Possibly. Okay. And the reason why is that on an iPhone, if you delete a message, it actually gets retained for 30 days. So if you have an iPhone, you can go back and recover that message. Maybe if you deleted it by accident or something, you can recover it within 30 days. After 30 days, it's not recoverable.
All right. And so you could see the data for 30 days if a user deleted it, if you extracted their phone, correct?
Within that 30 days.
All right. How about if they deleted it and you just looked at the screen?
If they deleted it and you looked at the screen, no, you'd have to go to the menu and look at recently deleted.
Understood. If I may have one moment, Your Honor. Just a few more questions, Judge. Apologies. I'm going to ask you, Mr. Perry, to turn to Exhibit 4. That's marked D. And I only got a couple questions for you on this. So I'm going to ask you to turn to the page that is marked 182, bottom right corner.
Okay.
All right, and so fair to say there's a message there that in the bottom left corner says, reacted to, all good. You know, I try not to make things bigger than what they are. You got your own life and things you deal with. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. So going to the time in the bottom right corner of that message, it says 12/11/2025, 8:37, 21 seconds a.m. UTC -5. Can you explain what that means time-wise?
Yes. So this is UTC -5, which means it's Eastern time because it's in December. So it's Eastern time zone. And what that means is for this report, after I preserve the phone, I load it into the application, my forensic application, and it parses the data that I extracted from the phone, and it recognizes that it looks like this phone is in Eastern time zone. Would you like me to translate the timestamps into that? And for this one, I hit yes. And so it's giving us a timestamp that's translated to Eastern time where the phone was used. The other report, I must have hit no for that, and it was just UTC.
Okay. And so Exhibit 3, there is no conversion in the actual report. In Exhibit 4, there is for the time. Is that correct?
That's correct.
I don't have any other questions. Thank you, Your Honor.
Carmel, any questions?
Good morning.
Good morning.
For the Exhibit 3, this extraction, when did you perform this extraction?
This extraction was April 13th, I believe it was.
And Exhibit 4, when did you perform that extraction?
I believe that was the next day.
So is that, these text messages were sent in December?
December 2025.
So the extraction report you did in April was beyond the 30 days, right?
That's correct.
So if someone had deleted messages from this, you wouldn't be able to tell?
Not from looking at this phone, no.
Nothing further.
Anything further? No. Thank you, sir. You may step down.
Thank you, Your Honor.
It's called Janelle Salas.
Watch your step. You're going to remain standing and face the.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
You may sit or stand, whatever you feel comfortable.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Could you please state your name for the record and spell your last name?
Janelle Salas, S-A-L-E-S.
Where are you from?
Maryland.
what do you do for a living, Miss Salas?
I am the chief of staff to Mr. Diggs.
When you say Mr. Diggs, is that Stefon Diggs?
Correct.
How long have you been Mr. Diggs' chief of staff?
Since July 2023.
What are your responsibilities? What do you do day to day as his chief of staff?
I manage all the moving parts. It also varies between during the season or off season, calendar management, vendor management, and I'm pretty much the liaison between his marketing and talent agency. If I need to speak to finance, anything that comes up with his agent, anything personal, family related.
Sounds like quite a bit there. Okay. You said it varies by whether it's in the off season or the season. What does that mean?
So during the season, the calendar is pretty much structured for about 20 weeks, depending how long it goes, from camp all the way until the end of the season. So there's a strict schedule day to day, pretty much from 7 to 6 p.m. And then off season, it varies between training, traveling, and other business commitments.
Okay. And so you've been saying season and off season. Fair to say Mr. Diggs is a professional football player?
Correct.
Right. And so that would be the football season?
Correct.
You said that in the off season, in the regular season, there is kind of schedules that you have to liaise with the team on, correct?
Correct.
Right. In the off season, it's more a schedule that you and Mr. Diggs can set then?
Correct.
When is the football season? What time of year?
Preseason, I would say July. So that's when we start preparing for camp. And then it starts, the actual NFL preseason is August. And then the official NFL season begins in September.
Okay. And when does it end?
If you go all the way through, January and February.
All right. So December is during the
Season.
NFL season?
Regular season.
Regular season.
Mhm.
Among the things I think you just mentioned that you have to kind of arrange is living arrangements, places to live,
Correct.
right? And have you lived in different places? Or have you
Correct.
helped kind of secure
Yes.
housing over different places?
Yes.
And where's that been the last few years?
When I first started with him, it was between Buffalo, Houston, Miami, and then as of the last past season, Dedham, Massachusetts.
All right. How did that house in Dedham, Massachusetts come to be the place where Mr. Diggs lived?
I got connected with a realtor through a mutual business associate, and he found this open home for rent because the goal is to rent a home. And so they found this space, and we looked at it. We did the walkthrough, and it was pretty much the only one that was really available in the area because it was super limited, and it fit
Let
the
me
needs.
just stop you there. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
So you were involved essentially in setting up that house?
Correct.
All right. I want to talk to you for a moment as well about other employees, contractors, those types of things.
Okay.
Are you involved at all in hiring or kind of arranging different services,
Yes.
right? And so what would those be, generally speaking?
During the season, it would be his wellness and maintenance schedule. So it's massage therapists, nurses for his IV therapy, hair, nails, esthetician, just pretty much did regular maintenance on his body to just keep him going throughout the season.
Okay. And in terms of any other employees, have you had to try to, arrange for flights,
Yes.
drivers?
Correct.
What about a chef?
This past one, we were just familiar. He was friends with her.
All right, let me go back before. Have you hired chefs before in
Correct.
the past?
Yes, I have.
All right.
Yes.
In terms of just kind of the process of hiring drivers, chefs, masseuses, anybody else, is there a normal process for engaging someone for their services?
We vet them out. I typically have, I ask someone that was already a trusted resource, and I vet them out through them. We get paperwork, we come to agreements to terms. Sometimes they have a contract, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they have an NDA, sometimes they don't. It really is dependent on the relationship. And also, especially if they're new, they get the full-on package, basically. NDA,
All the paperwork you just
W-9,
described.
correct.
Okay. So you mentioned you didn't have paperwork for the most recent chef. Is that fair to say?
Correct.
And what's that person's name?
Mila
Do you know Mila's last name?
Adams,
All right. When did Mila Adams start working as the chef?
July of 2025.
Where did she work?
In Dedham at the house.
All right. Did she live in the house as well?
Correct.
Who were the other people who spent time in that house and or lived in it?
Spent time in it. I spent time in it when I would visit for games. His brother visited, one of his childhood best friends, photographer, videographer, mom, and other business associates and any friends that would come and visit.
Okay. Were there kind of permanent or assigned bedrooms in that house?
There was a general understanding of whose room, who stayed in which room, and pretty much if you got there, it's like first come, first serve. So there was only just 2 assigned rooms.
All right. Did Mr. Diggs have an assigned room?
Correct, he did.
And where was that house?
It was the main primary bedroom. When you walk upstairs, there's the first immediate bedroom. There's a landing and a laundry room, and it's the first immediate bedroom to your right.
All right. You just walked us in the house there for a moment. Could you just describe what the layout of the downstairs looks like?
So generally, there's a big grand foyer. When you walk into the house from the front door, there's a formal living room. To the right, there is a office to the left. There, when you walk up, it's about 2 steps and you go up, there's a formal dining room on the right. And then you walk up, it's an open concept. So it's an open living room and an open kitchen to the front of you. To the left of that is the stairs going upstairs to the 4 bedrooms. And then there's a stairs that go downstairs, right underneath the stairs that go up to 2 bedrooms in the basement.
Okay. Did Miss Adams have a room in that house?
She did.
Where was that?
So when you walk upstairs to the landing part to the to the 3rd floor, you walk up the 2nd flight of stairs, which is about 4 or 5 steps. There's a bedroom to the right. And then there's 2 bedrooms to the left. She lived, her room was the last bedroom all the way down the hallway on the left side.
I think you just described that this was an open set. did you
Yes,
say?
it's open. So it basically looked like there was a bridge, like a U bridge from the upstairs looking down, because the middle of the house, you can look down and you can see everything.
Okay.
And you can look up and you can see the hallways of both going into all 3 bedrooms.
Understood. So, different people at the house, did you have a key?
I had a key to the front door.
Okay. Were there any other security systems set up at the house other than just locks?
The garage, and then doors for like her bedroom and his bedroom
Okay. And that, is that?
and his closets.
All right. Any other measures on the house?
Garage door. I know there was a ring camera system, an alarm system, but other than that, nothing out of the ordinary.
Got it. So I want to direct your attention to December 2nd, 2025.
Okay.
Were you working that day?
Yes.
Where were you?
I was at the house. It was the day after the Monday night football game, and I had a hair appointment because we were getting ready to leave for a trip.
Where were you going?
Miami, Florida.
Who was going to Miami, Florida?
Miami trip consisted of Mr. Diggs, myself, his brother, his childhood best friend, and another close friend of his.
Who had made the arrangements to get that group of people to Miami?
Me.
When did you start making those arrangements?
The week prior, once we figured out the logistics, I typically try to do things a few days prior just because of the requirements that some of the travel vendors need from us and because it's such a busy week. So I try to book as soon as possible.
All right. What was going on in Miami?
He had Art Basel, which is a art festival, art fair, and he was showcasing he was debuting his furniture line.
Right, so Mr. Diggs has a furniture line?
Correct.
That week, was he not working? Was he missing a game? What was happening?
So Monday night, he had the Monday night football game and it was going into his bye week.
What's a bye week?
Bye week is pretty much the 1 week that the NFL gives to players where they're pretty much off. They just have to report back on the scheduled day it's typically like 4 or 5 days off, no meetings. They can go on vacation. They come back that Monday.
All right.
Regular scheduled programming.
And the plan was to go to the Art Basel, is what it was
Correct.
called?
Correct, yes.
In Miami during the bye week.
Yes.
Anything else going on in Miami?
We were also celebrating his birthday,
What day is his birthday?
November 29th.
Right. So his birthday had already come and gone, correct?
Yes.
All right. And was there a birthday party that week?
There were at his house or in Miami?
In Miami, I mean.
In Miami, correct, there was.
You mentioned that there was a game the night before. What time's a Monday night game start, if you know?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock p.m.?
Mm-hmm.
So you know when it ends?
Probably midnight, and we probably didn't get out of there until like 2 a.m.,
Got it.
maybe 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
So that morning you said you were getting a hair appointment?
Mm-hmm.
Where was that?
It was at the Dry Bar in Chestnut Hill, and my appointment was at 10 a.m.
How did you get there?
I drove.
Do you have a car?
No,
Whose car did you drive?
I drove Mr. Diggs' car.
Got it. And how long did that take you to get to the hair appointment, if you remember?
About 30, 35 minutes because of traffic and the weather.
You mentioned that there was a Ring video system.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask you to take a look at a video that is on Exhibit 11. One moment. No, that's fine.
Council, do you need a minute? Because I can take the morning recess now if that's helpful. That's okay, whatever. All right, let's do this. Let's give you a second and everyone, oh, wait, here we go.
Here we go. Yes, if we could play that. And for the record, that's a video ending in the number 602. Do you recognize what we just saw there?
Yes, that's Mr. Diggs' Maybach.
Okay. And what's happening
He
in
left
that
for
video?
work.
Where were you?
I was in the car, probably waiting to leave and warming up the car to go.
Okay. And you weren't in that car that we just saw
No,
drive out,
I was in
correct?
his Porsche.
I'm happy to continue, Judge, but we have a while further, so it might make
No,
sense.
that's fine. Why don't we take, jurors, why don't we take the morning recess? I think there should even be some coffee back there for you for a moment, all right? All right.
All rise, jurors can step down this way, please.
you.
The jurors have exited. This courtroom stands in a morning recess. Please wait in the hallway. Thank you.
Jurors enter and all rise. May be seated.
Court, all rise. This one goes back in session. You may be seated. I may resume, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Salas, we just watched a video off of Exhibit 11, and I think you said that was Mr. Diggs going to work?
Correct.
What kind of car was that?
A Maybach.
Okay. You said you were in a Porsche warming the car up?
Correct.
I'm going to ask you to, first I'm going to ask Ms. Silva to play a video there ending in 610. I'm going to ask you to watch that, Ms. Salas. Yeah, so if we can replay that, and get a look at it, Ms. Salas. If we could pause it right there real quick. All right, so do you recognize what that video depicts?
Yes.
What's that?
It's the Porsche leaving the house.
Who's driving
Me.
that? That's you leaving the house?
Yes.
All right. And if I could direct your attention here. The time on the exhibit is 9:26 Eastern Standard Time on December 2nd, 2025.
Correct.
Does that sound about right for when you left the house that morning?
Yes. Because my appointment was at 10 a.m.
Okay. So looking at that image, can you tell us, kind of just orient us on what we're looking at there?
The car, so that's the front of the house, and there's a long driveway that goes towards the back of the house to a 3-car garage and a driveway where you can probably fit maybe 2 or 3 more cars in the actual plot in front of the garage.
All right. Is there a way to enter the house through the garage?
Yes, there's an entry door going straight into the grand foyer of the house. There's the basement entry, stairwell, a powder room on the right, the entry stairwell to the basement to the left, and when you walk straight, there's a grand foyer. In front of you is the dining room, and then the formal living room, and then to the left is the living room and the kitchen,
Okay.
and the stairwell going up to the 3rd floor.
Going upstairs.
Yes.
All right. And so did you go through the garage to drive that Porsche out that morning?
Yes.
Do you remember getting back to the house?
Yes.
Do you remember what time that was?
It was in the afternoon after I had ran my errands from my hair appointment.
Okay. What I would ask is if Ms. Silva could play a video with the last 3 numbers, 637, off of that same exhibit, Exhibit 11. If we could maybe replay that one more time, it's only about 3 seconds. All right, so do you recognize what that depicts?
Yes, it's the car returning home.
And is that you driving the car?
Yes.
All right. And the timestamp on that indicates it's 12:59:59 Eastern Standard Time. So it's just about 1 p.m. Is that consistent with your recollection when you
Yes.
got home?
Yes.
What were you doing that day after you got your hair done?
I was coordinating our travels because I was getting updates from the airport regarding the change of airports, change of planes, and trying to just get everybody together
Okay.
to be ready to leave by the end of the night.
So you were working.
Correct.
And was there an area where you worked in the house?
In the kitchen, in the small little dining table, like in between the kitchen and the living room.
Okay. I'm going to ask Ms. Silva to play one more video for us. That's going to be 183725 on Exhibit 11. time as well. All right, so it looks like she's paused it here, a second into the frame. Do you recognize what's depicted in this video?
It's the Maybach coming home.
All right, is that Mr. Diggs?
Yes.
The timestamp on that, looks like it says 15:38 and 51, so maybe 3:39, 3:40 p.m.?
Yes.
Is that consistent with your recollection of when you got
Yes.
home?
Yes.
You said you were working that afternoon. Do you know where Mr. Diggs went in the house?
He likely went to say hi to his brothers and then went straight upstairs to take a nap because it's the day after a game.
Objection. Sustained.
Okay. Do you, where were you sitting?
I was probably walking around the house, either the kitchen, probably going up and down, just running around the house.
Objection. Sustained. That response is stricken from the record. Jurors will disregard.
So let me ask you, you mentioned that you remembered doing something with flights and getting to the airport.
Correct.
What is that? What do you mean?
So because one of the airports that we usually travel frequently at, the Norwood Airport, there's limitations on the planes, and especially if the weather is bad, they typically recommend that we fly into another airport, which was Bedford.
Bedford, Massachusetts?
Correct.
So is that to say the weather was not great?
Correct.
December 2nd?
Correct.
That day,
hmm
when you're making these phone calls, sending emails, doing whatever work you're doing to coordinate, you said you were downstairs.
hmm
Did you see anybody else walking around downstairs during that afternoon?
Mila was there, his brother was there, and his childhood best friend, and another friend was also arriving in, who had flown in to go to Miami with us.
Okay. You said Mila was there. Did you see her that afternoon?
Yes.
What did she look like?
She looked like she was going to work out. She had workout clothes on. She complimented on my hair. Just regular, just walking around the kitchen, probably around the house. Nothing out of the usual.
Okay. That afternoon, did you, is that the only time you saw Miss Adams? You see her again as the day
Towards
went
the
on?
in the evening, closer to the evening.
So after dark?
Yes, it was because it was getting dark at like 3 o'clock at that time. So by like 3:30, 4 o'clock, maybe closer to 4:30, it was like dark.
Okay. And so sometime after that, you think you saw Miss Adams again?
Yes, because I was sitting in the kitchen and she had asked me if I purchased her flight.
The flight, was that a flight to Atlanta?
Correct.
And when you spoke to her that afternoon in the kitchen, did you observe anything on her face?
No,
Anything on her neck?
no,
Did you see any redness or swelling?
no,
Was she crying at all?
no.
What was she doing?
She was walking around looking for a piece of a paper and a pen to write a card, I guess, write a note to him for his birthday gift.
When you say to him, is that to Mr. Diggs?
Correct.
That's that November 29th birthday you just referenced?
Yes.
That afternoon, was there anything on Mr. Diggs' schedule?
He had ozone therapy and massage.
So is that a nurse who comes and does fluids
Yes.
and a massage, you said?
He has a massage therapist.
What time were those appointments?
I believe I told them both to come at 5.
Do you remember if those individuals actually appeared at the house?
Yes,
Did they?
I believe so.
That afternoon, you said you purchased a flight for Mila Adams to Atlanta?
Yes.
Did you arrange to get her to the airport?
Yes.
What time did that happen?
Probably in the 7 o'clock hour because you have to be there an hour before checking in your bag, and it took about 45 minutes to get to the airport. So probably between 7 to 7:30.
You think about 7:30?
Yeah.
And so, did she leave the house around 7:30?
She should have left around before 7:30 to get to the airport on time if she was checking in a bag.
And you saw her prior to that,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
So is it the encounter you had in the kitchen
Yes.
with the pen and the card, I think you
Yeah,
mentioned?
she was running to go to his room to put it on.
Speaking of Mr. Diggs, later that evening?
Yes.
And did you see any of those, the card or the presents that you
Yes, there were
referenced?
2 boxes on his bed from Chanel. One he had opened up and he put on after his massage, and we were getting ready to leave. I told him, we got to pack, we got to go, we got to make this flight. He put the beanie on. There was another box that was unopened, and then there was a green Post-it with whatever note she had on it telling for his birthday.
All right. Prior to speaking of Mr. Diggs, prior to did you hear anything that afternoon?
No,
Any screams?
no,
Slam doors?
no,
Anything out of the ordinary?
no.
Do you know if Miss Adams cooked dinner that night?
It was like a hot dog. It was like and there was like mustard on it, but it was like left on the counter and it was like dried up. And then in the room, it was like dried up.
You know if she did cook dinner that night?
She did,
Where did she do that?
in the kitchen.
And what time did you see that?
I just remember the food being like prepared
Okay.
already.
And you mentioned it was a hot dog or something like
Yeah,
that?
it was like a hot dog, or like, like Auntie Anne's when they have like the pretzel dogs. It kind of looked like that, but it just looked dried up.
Okay. That night, did you all leave for Miami?
Yes.
If I may have one moment. I just want to recap on one issue.
Okay.
I think you said Miss Adams complimented your hair. Did she tell you anything else?
No. She was like, "Oh, your hair's getting long. It looks good." I was like, "Thank you."
Okay. Did she tell you she was assaulted,
No,
strangled?
no.
You're the chief of staff?
Correct.
I have no further questions.
Come over here, Mark.
Thank you. Good morning. And it's is it Sunny?
Yes, that's my nickname.
And that's is that SUNNYNIE? Is it?
SUNNY and then SUNNI.
Okay, so both
So,
ways?
yes.
Okay. So right now you are the chief of staff, is that right?
Correct.
And how long have you been Mr. Diggs' chief of staff?
Since July 2023.
And prior to that, what was your position?
I manage his household, but it was part-time
Where?
in
how long-
Maryland.
And how long did you do that?
September 2022 up until July 2023.
And prior to working with Mr. Diggs, what did you do?
I have been an independent consultant. I have been a project manager, event producer, and I consulted for companies for almost between, at that time, since 2017.
And right now, how much do you get paid by Mr. Diggs?
I would say
Overruled.
between 90 to 100,000 a year.
And when you were, what was the term of the previous job? The house manager?
Yes.
Oh, how much did you get paid when you did that?
I was on retainer for 5,000 a month.
And you mentioned you went to Art Basel?
Correct.
And how long was that?
That was from, we got there Tuesday evening up until the events were all the way through the weekend that Sunday.
And what kind of events were there?
There was a showcase of his furniture line, his birthday party, just, showcasing his new furniture line.
But and you went to these events?
Yes.
Did you have to pay for any of these events?
No. Like physically? Like my own money?
Yeah.
No.
And did you have food there?
Yes.
Did you have to pay for your food?
Not with my own money.
So.
With my company card.
Okay. So.
Yes.
Thank you. You mentioned driving one of his cars. What car was that?
It was his Porsche.
Is it a nice car?
Yes.
How often do you drive that one?
If I need to go run errands, if I need to do something, I will use the car as an insured driver.
And when you say run errands, is that personal errands or errands for Mr. Diggs?
Both.
Okay. How often do you go on trips with the staff?
As needed, specifically for business trips, more so.
Okay. On December 2nd, you were at least at some point in the house, right?
Correct.
And you saw Ms. Adams?
Yes.
So she was there in the house?
Yes.
And you saw Mr. Diggs?
Yes.
So he was there in the house?
Yes.
Did you, was there any time that day where were you following Mr. Diggs the whole time?
No.
Were you following Ms. Adams the whole time?
No.
So there a time when both of them were outside of your range of being able to see and hear?
Yes.
Have you been to Ms. Adams' room before?
Not all the way inside, but I knew which room she was in.
So you had not been inside that room before?
Not when she occupied it, but when we did the walkthrough, I was.
Okay, so when you were first looking at the house?
Yes.
But that day you were not in that room?
No.
Okay, so whatever could have happened in that room, you were unaware of anything that could have happened in that room?
Correct.
Your Honor.
Sustained in that form.
Is it fair to say that you have a financial interest in Mr. Diggs doing well?
Overruled.
What does that mean?
If he does well, do you do well?
I think we collectively do well.
So, yeah. Is
Even outside of financially.
Is he a good boss?
Yes, he's great.
Do you want to continue working for him?
Yes.
Nothing further.
Anything else for your witness?
I just have one question for you.
Yes.
You mentioned that you got to drive the Porsche.
Yes.
All right. Would you lie under oath to get to drive the Porsche and work for Mr. Diggs?
What does that mean?
It's part of lying under oath, your job.
What? I'm
Part of-
sorry.
Is your job to lie, or would you be truthful?
I'll be truthful.
Okay. Who else got to drive that car?
Mila and anyone around the house, if they needed to use the car, they would drive it.
Did you see Mila drive that car?
I've seen her drive the car before.
I don't have any other questions.
Anything else for this witness comment?
When you say just other people around the house, about how many people does Mr. Diggs have working for him?
Employed, one.
So then otherwise, they're all just contract, or?
Correct.
Do you know about how many?
Depending on the job, as needed.
Okay, do you know in this,
Objection, Your Honor. We're now outside the scope of the redirect.
Overruled.
just in December, do you know?
I couldn't give that to you on the top of my head.
Nothing further.
Thank you very much, you may sit down.
Thank you.
Defense calls Juliana Stratati.
watch your step. You can remain standing and face the clerk.
Please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
You may sit or stand.
Good morning, ma'am. Could you please state your name for the record and spell your last name for the jury?
My name is Juliana Stratoti, Stratoti.
Are you from Massachusetts?
Yes,
What do you do for work?
I'm a registered nurse.
Right. Where do you work?
Full-time, I work at Mass General Hospital, and then I have a side, a per diem job at the Drip Bar.
What is the Drip Bar?
Drip Bar is a wellness and hydration service. It's a franchise, but we have a location in Foxborough.
Okay. And so what do you do as a nurse for the Drip Bar?
Provide like wellness services, hydration, like extra therapy for people that you don't get prescribed, like at a hospital or through your primary care physician.
Does some of that involve making house calls?
Yes,
On December 2nd, 2025, did you do some kind of treatment, a house call that afternoon?
I did.
And where was that?
At Mr. Diggs's house.
All right. And had you been to that house previously?
I had.
And that was at 7th Schoolmaster Street in Dedham, fair
Yes.
to say? Do you remember what time you got there?
Most of my appointments were 4, 5, or 6 o'clock. I think that day I got there at about 5 o'clock.
I may approach, Your Honor.
Yes, right in.
I'm going to put the image in front of you. I'm going to ask you to take a look at that and tell me if you recognize what that depicts.
That's me ringing at the front door on the Ring camera.
All right. And is that a fair and accurate depiction of you arriving at the house on December 2nd, 2025?
Yes.
I would move to admit as Exhibit 12.
No objection, Your Honor.
Thank you, be so marked.
And I'm going to show you another photograph and ask you to take a look at that.
That's me leaving the house on the Ring camera footage.
All right. Is that a fair and accurate depiction of you walking out of that house in the afternoon of December 2nd, 2025?
Yes.
I would move to admit as Exhibit 13.
No objection, Your Honor.
Thank you, be so marked.
13. I'm going to put Exhibit 12 back in front of you and ask you, there's a timestamp at the bottom right corner.
Your Honor, may we be seated in sidebar?
Yes, of course. Powell's objection is sustained.
A moment ago, I think you described when your appointments routinely were. Do you recall what time you got to the house in Dedham that afternoon on December 2nd?
That day I got there at 4:50
Okay. PM?
p.m.
And do you remember when you left the house?
According to the Ring camera footage, it was.
Let me ask you this. Do you remember when you left the house?
I don't remember exactly the time, but all of my appointments were roughly 45 minutes to an hour long.
All right. And so on December 2nd, 2025, do you think, how long do you think you were in the house?
Probably about an hour.
In the house, when you were doing the treatment, where did it actually occur physically inside the house?
In the living room.
So then fair to say you were in that house that afternoon for about an hour, maybe a little less?
Yes.
Okay. Anything out of the ordinary that day?
Not that I recall.
Hear anything unusual?
No.
Did you see anything unusual?
No.
I have no further questions.
May I?
Yes.
Good morning still. Had you gone to Mr. Diggs' house prior to this date?
I had
And how many times have you done this before?
a handful of times. I think before that was 2 or 3. After that was a couple.
And without you saying the actual names of any of your clients, what kind of clientele do you have with this job?
It depends on what services they're looking for. So kind of all across the board.
Your Honor, I have no further questions.
Thank you, ma'am. You may step down.
Thank you.
County Defense Call Stephanie Anastasi.
Just watch your step, and if you could just remain standing and face the court.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
You may sit or stand, whichever you prefer.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you state your name and spell your last name for the record, please?
My first name is Stephanie. My last name is Anastasi, Anastassi.
And do you live in Massachusetts, Ms. Anastasi?
I currently live in Rhode Island.
Where do you work?
I work in Massachusetts.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm a massage therapist.
Are you employed in that work?
Yes.
Who do you work for?
The Right Touch Day Spa in Attleboro, Mass.
All right. And you provide massage therapy treatment to clients? Is that
Yes.
right? And as part of your work, do you need to visit clients in their home?
I do that separately on my own, on the side.
I
No,
see.
it doesn't have anything to do with where I work currently.
Okay, all right. And as part of your work treating clients, are some of your clients professional athletes?
Yes, sometimes.
All right. And was one of your clients in December of 2025, Mr. Diggs?
Yes.
And how did it come about that you were providing treatment for Mr. Diggs?
I used to work for the Celtics back in 2019, and whoever I used to work for, he's a physical therapist. He connected me with Mr. Diggs.
Okay, thank you. And you would provide massage therapy for Mr. Diggs at his home?
Correct.
About how often per week would you do that?
Twice a week.
All right. And where in the home would you provide that treatment?
Sometimes it was in the living room area, and sometimes it was in his bedroom.
Did you need any special equipment to provide your treatment?
He provided that. I do need some special equipment, yes.
I see. So there was the equipment in the house?
Yes.
I take it you used a table?
Yes.
Any other equipment?
No, just a massage table, and I would use my cups, which is for cupping.
I see. Okay, thank you. How long did a typical treatment take?
Between a 90-minute to 2 hours.
And did you give Mr. Diggs a treatment on December 2nd, 2025?
Yes, I did.
Do you remember approximately when you arrived at his home for that treatment?
It was between 5:45 and 6 o'clock in the evening.
Okay. And how did you get into the house?
I rang the doorbell, and Sonny opened the door for me.
Okay, thank you. And what happened next?
Then I asked Sonny where he was or where he would like his massage at. She told me he was in his room, and that's where he would like his massage. So I went and grabbed the massage table. It was in like a computer room. And I brought it upstairs, and he was laying in his bed, and I started setting up the table.
All right. And was Mr. Diggs, do you remember what he was doing when you walked in, other than laying in his bed?
I think he was falling asleep a little bit, but I wasn't sure. It was just laying down.
Okay. So I take it you began the treatment?
So I set up, I grabbed the blankets and stuff, and then he fell asleep. So I texted Sunny, and I was like, hey, can I wake him up? And she said yes. So I ended up waking him up, and then he got on the table.
Okay. And about how long was the treatment that day, if you can recall?
It was between 90 minutes.
All right. And did anyone come into that, while you were performing that treatment in that 90-minute to 2-hour window?
Yes, Mila Adams came in the room at the time.
Okay, and how did you know Mila Adams?
I seen her in the house.
So you met-
Every yeah, I've seen her multiple times in the house.
Okay, have you ever spoken to her?
Yes, we've had conversation.
Okay. So while you're performing the treatment, can you just explain to the jury what you saw?
Yes, so I was working on his right side leg, and I can, because the door is in front of me, and I can see whoever was walking in. She was walking in. She saw that he was asleep, left, and kind of came back at a later time. When she came back at a later time, he kind of woke up because he was asleep, and she kind of went over to the bed, and she asked him. There was something on the bed. She asked him if he was going to keep it, and then he said yes, and then she turned around and left.
And were you able to see what was on the bed?
It was a black box, but I'm not sure what it was or what was in it.
Okay. And did you ever have any occasion to look in that box?
No.
All right. How did Ms. Adams appear to you when you saw her come into the room those 2 times?
She seemed to be okay. It's nothing that I wasn't used to seeing in the past.
So she looked to your eyes the same as she had in
In the
every time
past.
you saw her?
Yes.
Okay. Did you see any marks on her face?
Not that I recall, no.
Did you see any marks on her neck?
No, she had a black jacket on, so I don't think I could see her neck, but I didn't see anything on her face at the time.
And did she seem upset at all to you?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay. All right. And Miss Anastasi, do you remember when you left the house that day?
It's probably between almost 8 o'clock, 7:30 and 8 o'clock that day.
Okay. Thank you very much. No further
Of course.
questions.
Good afternoon, Miss Anastasi. Oh, sorry, good morning still, actually, Miss Anastasi.
Hello.
You said you had previously worked at the Celtics, and is it like kind of word of mouth that you got a job working for Mr. Diggs?
Yes.
In your line of work, how important is word of mouth in order to find new clients?
It's very important.
And outside of just actual, I guess, technique and skill, is discretion and care of how you, because you're working with some high-profile people, is that also an important aspect to have?
I don't understand the question.
I'll withdraw it. Nothing further.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much, ma'am. You may step down.
And Your Honor, the defense calls Melissa Goddard.
Just watch your step. Remain standing. You can face the clock.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You may sit and stand.
Good morning.
Morning.
Can you state your name and spell your last name for the record, please?
Sure. Melissa Goddard, Goddard.
Thank you. And what city do you live in? City and state, please.
Boca Raton, Florida.
Right? And are you employed?
Yes, I am.
Where are you employed?
At PMG Private CFO.
And what is PMG Private CFO?
It's a boutique financial service company. So we do accounting, tax planning, tax prep, budgeting. We handle everything financial, data collection.
And is one of your company's clients Steph Diggs?
Yes, it is.
Right? And do you work on Mr. Diggs' account?
Yes, I'm his client manager.
All right. And how long have you been the client manager for Mr. Diggs' account?
Since November 13th, 2023.
Okay. And can you just briefly describe how Mr. Diggs' account is structured?
Sure. He has the personal side, which we call concierge, and the business side. So the personal side is his life personally, but because his person is a business, it transfers also over into businesses. And then he has several businesses that we operate.
Can you just very briefly identify the different businesses?
Sure. Digs Deep LLC, which is for his name, image, and likeness. Liam Brands International, which is a clothing brand. CV Passem, which is a furniture brand. And Digs Deep Foundation, which is his charity organization.
And so those businesses that you just described, are those handled on the business side of his account?
Correct.
All right, and then there's a personal side or a concierge side to
Correct.
handle his business, to handle his personal expenses.
Correct.
Okay. And up until, starting before October 2025, so from 2023 to 2025 October, which side of his account did you handle?
I handled daily business transactions for the most part.
Okay. And did you have a different colleague to handle the personal kind of concierge side?
Yes, the practical everyday concierge side we did.
And would expenses for private staff be handled on the business side or the concierge side?
The concierge side.
Okay. And did something happen in the fall of 2025 that caused you to take over responsibility for the concierge side?
Yes, we had an associate leave.
Okay. So the associate left, and then were you responsible in the fall of 2025 for both the business and the concierge side?
Yes.
Okay. And did you have responsibility at that time for payments to Mr. Diggs's private chef?
Beginning of November, yes.
Okay, beginning of November 2025?
Correct.
And do you recall, well, what did you do when you took over responsibility for those payments?
I was notified at the beginning of November that the data collection program that we used was updated so that personal payments needed to be made. And one of them was for the chef, and I asked, catch me up. Does she have a contract? How do we pay her? Does she have a W-9? Does she have an NDA? Just general information, like, what do I do? And
Who are you talking to when you were getting this information?
Sunny,
And who is Sunny?
Stefon's personal assistant.
Okay, all right. Do you recall receiving an invoice from Ms. Adams on December 1st of 2025?
Yes,
And do you recall what that invoice was for?
it was for 3 weeks of services in November and reimbursable expenses.
Okay. What did you do with that invoice when you received it?
I checked, well, immediately I knew that it was incorrect because I had paid her weekly for 2 of those weeks. So it raised a flag. I needed to figure out, had I made a mistake or had she made a mistake? And that caused me to look a little bit further into the reimbursable expenses. We're much more structured on the business side, so I usually audit those before paying them.
Okay. So when the flag was raised and it caused you to look a little bit deeper, what did you do to look a little bit deeper?
I pulled up every payment that we had made to her for the last 18 months, as far back as I could go. And then I went through every receipt and reimbursable that we paid her for the last 6 months at that time.
Sorry. And at the conclusion, so would you describe that as a kind of an audit?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you receive an invoice and it's incorrect, I want to know, is it our mistake or was it her mistake? So I wanted to make sure that we had paid her correctly.
All right. And what did you learn from conducting your audit?
That she had submitted receipts multiple times over the course of 6 months, the same receipt. That she had submitted reimbursements for packages sent that were paid by our Federal Express account for reimbursement, that we had overpaid her.
And were you able to quantify the amount of money that she had been overpaid based on your audit?
Yes.
And how much money was that?
I think the total was $2,500 and change at that time, with an additional $744 that maybe was legitimate. I couldn't substantiate because there wasn't a date on it, so that was more in a gray area.
Did you ask Miss Adams for more information about the money that she was seeking?
Yes.
How did you do that?
I contacted Sunny and asked for her email. I gave my phone number, even my personal phone number, so that she could reach me, because sometimes they're in different time zones. I reached out to her twice.
Okay, and did you ever hear back from her?
No, she never responded.
Did you tell Mr. Diggs what you had identified, at least from the audit that you conducted?
Yes, he called me. We spoke about it on December 5th.
All right, and what was his reaction?
He's like, "Give me a report." And he had wanted to make sure that she was paid. And I told him I would get him a report, and he was fine.
In the course of conducting your audit, or actually, strike that, did there come a time when you were aware that there was some paperwork not completed that you would have expected to be completed?
At the beginning, when I took over, I asked for those things as, I think it was the beginning of December when the invoice didn't match what I had. You know, I'm buttoning things up. It's the end of fourth quarter. We're closing out the end of the year, so I wanted to make sure we had everything. So, you know, I was going through everybody's paperwork. But yes, it was about the beginning of December I realized we don't have her paperwork.
All right, and did you do anything about that?
Yeah, I had asked Sunny to, I had mentioned to Steph that I think we should get one. He said to coordinate with Sunny, which I did on December 4th. And I didn't receive anything, so I followed up with it as I normally would.
And how did you follow up with it?
I asked Sunny if she had collected it, and I emailed Mila asking for it.
Do you remember the date on which you emailed Mila for it? Sorry, Ms.
December
Adams.
8th.
December 8th.
Mhm.
Did you follow up again with Ms. Adams, if you can recall?
I did not, because Steph said not to worry about it.
Okay. Just one moment, I'm sorry, Heather.
Oh, you want to refresh her?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Ms. Goddard, you just testified that you followed up with Ms. Adams asking for the NDA on December 8th?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was incorrect. It was December 13th.
Okay, thank you. All right, no further questions, Your Honor. Counsel,
Just briefly, good afternoon now. Ms. Goddard, have you ever been to Mr. Diggs' house in Dedham?
No.
No further questions.
Thank you, ma'am. You may step down.
Thank you.
Defense call is Shy Charles.
Just watch your step, you remain standing and face the clock.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this hearing shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You may sit or stand.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Could you please state your name for the record and spell your first and your last name?
My name is Shy Charles. It's spelled Xiacharles.
What do you do for a living, ma'am?
I own a hair salon and I braid hair, natural hair.
And where do you live?
I live in Brooklyn, New York.
You said you own a salon. Do you have an actual physical location?
Yeah, I
And
do.
is that down in the New York City area as well?
Yes, it's in Crown Heights.
How many clients do you have roughly?
Too many to count. I have lots of clients.
Okay. Is one of them Stefon Diggs?
Yes, it is.
How do you know Mr. Diggs?
I started doing his hair when he played for the Buffalo Bills.
Do you know how many years ago that was?
I'm not good with dates, but whenever he last played for the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you actually do Mr. Diggs's hair, how long does that process actually take?
I would estimate probably about 3 to 5 hours, anywhere between that. Yeah.
And where have you done Mr. Diggs's hair?
At his house. He travels a lot for work, so wherever he needs me to do his hair, I go.
Is that true of other clients you have as well?
Yeah.
Have you been inside Mr. Diggs's house in Dedham?
Yes, I have.
All right. Do you know when he lived there?
I don't know when he occupied the space, but I could tell you the first time I went there to do his hair.
When was that?
It was when the season started with the Patriots, probably about July, September, around that time last year.
So that'd be 2025?
Yeah.
Okay. And had you been in Mr. Diggs's and other clients' house to
Yeah.
do their hair previously?
Yeah, I have lots of celebrity clients, and obviously they wouldn't want to come to the salon, so I go to them. So wherever they're at, I go meet them there, whether it's a hotel, their house, wherever.
All right, so it sounds like September or July, fall of last year was the first time you were in Mr. Diggs's home in Dedham, but not the first time previously.
Yeah, first time in Denham, but not like elsewhere at his house. Wherever he lived before that, I would go.
Got it. And having done that, did you meet some of the people who were normally around?
Yes,
Do you know a person named Sonny?
yes.
Who's that?
His assistant.
Did you meet any other family members of Mr. Diggs?